a car was parked on the bridge by someone else earlier. So it was a past action. Now the car starts moving and it stops here. It is a present action. But if the car has to reach the end of the bridge, it will have to cover the distance ranging from this point to the end of the bridge. It will be a future action. Perhaps you are thinking of my motive of demonstrating the different positions of the car. Yes, you are right in detecting that I am going to teach you tense with the help of a model that I have made at home at a very low cost. Before showing you my model, I want to explain you what tense is. Tense means the time of action or the time when a particular action takes place. You know that only verb has tense. In other words, tense is based on verb, especially the final verb. What a final verb is? A final verb is a verb which completes the meaning of a sentence, or a final verb changes its form according to the number of person of the subject of a sentence. Okay. Today or now I am going to show you the model. Okay. And the model has two components. One, the bridge component. See the bridge. Just I am going to show you the bridge. And this is the bridge part. This is the bridge. See the bridge. This is the bridge. And this is the bridge part. And the name of the bridge is Thames Bridge. This is the Thames Bridge. The name of the bridge is Thames Bridge. Okay. And the next part or the next component is the verb river component. The verb we are seeing, the verb river component. Okay. And here is also a boat floating on the water of the river. This is the verb river. See, the water of the river has become soiled due to the rainfall during the rainy season. So I have painted the color of the river in such a manner. Okay. Now I am going to tell you why I have brought the concepts of a bridge and the river in teaching you tense. Suppose a machine is going to construct a bridge over a river. While constructing a bridge over a river, the machine constructs many pillars on the river. Is not it? If I say this in other words, a bridge is constructed over a river, or a bridge is based on a river. Okay. How is the bridge based on the river, a bridge is based on the river with the supports of a number of pillars constructed on the river. Now have a look at the whiteboard. I have already drawn the picture of a pillar on the river. Okay. The pillar consists of 4 steps. This is the first step of construction, this is the second step of construction, this is the third step of construction, and the rest one is the fourth step of construction. Because you know that whenever a mason constructs a pillar, he has to construct a pillar step by step. It is not possible for the mason to construct the entire pillar completely at a time. He has to follow different steps. So, the pillar here has 4 parts. Similarly, in my 10th bridge, in my 10th bridge, see the bridge. I want to show you the bridge once again. This is the 10th bridge. See the 10th bridge. Okay, 10th bridge. This is the 10th bridge, and this is the 10th bridge. In the 10th bridge, there are also 3 pillars. Okay, these 3 pillars are attached to the 10th bridge and will be constructed on the Bhar river. Okay, and each and every pillar has a different name, and each pillar also consists of 4 parts. See the pillars. Okay, I am going to show you the pillars. First of all, you see the present tense pillar. See, this is the present tense pillar. The name of the pillar is the present tense pillar. The pillar consists of 4 parts. The first part is the perfect continuous part. The second part is the perfect part. See, and the third part is the continuous part, and the fourth or the last part is the indefinite part. Okay. If I say it in reverse order, what will be the names of the parts? The indefinite, the continuous, the perfect continuous. Okay. Now I am going to show you the next pillar. This is the this is the past tense pillar. See, this is the past tense pillar, and the pillar also consists of 4 parts. Okay. The names of the parts of the pillar are the indefinite, the continuous, the perfect continuous. Okay. Now I want to show you the last pillar. The name of the last pillar is the future tense pillar. See, and it has also 4 parts. The first part is the indefinite part, the continuous part, second part, the third part is the perfect part, the fourth part is the perfect continuous. If I just utter the names of the parts or say the names of the parts in the reverse form, what will be the names? The perfect continuous, the perfect, the continuous, the indefinite. So, from my discussion, perhaps you came to know that tense has three categories, or tense is divided into three categories. The first one is the past tense, and the second one is the present tense, and the third one is the future tense. Now I am going to give you the definition of the tenses. The first one, the present tense. The present tense always denotes the time of action which takes place at present time. The past tense designates the time of action which took place in the past. The future tense expresses the time of action which will take place in future. Okay? See the verb river. You also see a boat floating on the river. See the verb river. See the verb river. The verb river. You also see a pillar which has already been constructed. As the pillar was constructed earlier, so the pillar can be termed as the past tense pillar because the construction process was completed earlier and it indicates a past action. Now I am constructing another pillar on the river. See, I am constructing another pillar. As I construct the pillar, now show the pillar can be termed as the present tense pillar because this action takes place now. Later on, I must construct the last pillar, or I shall construct the last pillar, the future tense pillar. Okay, because this pillar will be constructed in future. So, this process has not started yet. It will be started in future. Just describe the tense bridge. Now I am going to show you once again the bridge. This is the road, and this is the tense bridge. Oh, sorry, I have not seen the traffic light. The traffic light has turned green. Let the car pass first. We cannot obstruct the movement of the traffic. See, the car is coming. Let it pass first. Okay. Yes, it has already gone. Now, the tense bridge. This is the past tense. I have told you earlier that tense is divided into three parts. The past tense, which indicates a completed action. The present tense, which indicates a current action. The future tense, it indicates the action which is going to take place in future. I am going to show you the definition of each parts of a tense. Okay, first I am going to discuss the past tense with the help of the model. Just see this model. See how interestingly the past tense is getting often before you. See this, see, yes, it has been totally lifted, and I am just opening it properly so that you may have a full view of the past tense. See the past tense, okay, see the past tense. And I have already given the different definitions of each and every part of the past tense. First, the indefinite tense. The indefinite tense indicates the time of action which was completed in the past. Okay, and its sentence structure will be like this. First, you have to place the subject, then the verb, and the verb will be in the simple past form. Now the continuous tense, that means the past continuous tense, it indicates a progressive action in the past. See the definition which has been given by me here. And the continuous tense always indicates a progressive action in the past. Okay, its sentence structure is like this. First, you have to write the subject, then according to the number and person of the subject, you have to use either watch or well. Then you have to place verb along with its ing form. Next part is the past perfect tense. It indicates two types of actions in the past. See the definition. It indicates the completed former action before completion of another action in the past. It always indicates two actions. One action was completed earlier than the beginning of another action. Okay, in the past. See, in the past perfect tense, the sentence structure will be like this. First of all, you have to write the subject. The subject is followed by had plus verb with its past participle form. Here PP stands for past participle or the third form. What will you use this particular sentence structure, or where will you use this sentence structure? In case of first action in the past, you have to use this sentence structure. Last part, the past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense. Okay. It also indicates two types of actions. See, but one action was continuing in the past before the beginning of another action. This is a definition of the past perfect continuous tense. It indicates a progressive action or continuous action begun in the past before a specific event or before a specific time in the past. Okay, see the sentence structure of the past perfect continuous tense. At first you have to write the subject, then you have to write had, and had will be followed by been plus verb with its ing form. Okay, this is the past tense. Now I am going to show you the application of the definitions and its sentence structures in some sentences. Just I am moving my bridge, tense bridge, see the past tense. Okay, the past tense part of the bridge. See, here is the sentence which is in the past indefinite form. See the sentence, I drove a car. I have used the simple past form of the verb drive. Next part is the past continuous tense. Here is a sentence, I was driving a car. See here, I have used the continuous form of the verb drive, driving. Okay. Another part. This is the sentence which is in the past perfect tense. See the sentence, I had driven a car earlier. I have used had and the past participle form of the verb drive. It is driven. Okay. Now come to the last part of the past tense. Or see, I had been driving a car. Okay, the sentence is in the past perfect continuous tense. See the sentence structure, it is followed by had. After that, been has been placed and the continuous form of the verb drive has been used here. Okay. Now I have to stop it now because of the fact that that traffic light has already turned green. So we shall not disturb the free movement of the traffic. Let the car pass smoothly. Okay. Then I shall come back to the discussion. See. Yes, it has already gone. Now I am going to show you the next tense. The next tense is the present tense. See, I am going to show you the tense in an interesting way. She, this one, yes, this is opening, the present tense is opening its face. See, yes, it has already opened its face. We are going to have a full view of the present tense. The present tense, see. The present tense, I have already told you, always indicates an action which goes on at present. Now I am going to describe you the different parts of the or different divisions of the present tense. First comes the present indefinite tense. See, the present indefinite tense. Okay, the present indefinite tense is that type of tense where the time of action continues at present. It indicates a repeated or a habitual action. Okay. In case of present indefinite tense, we have to write subject first. The subject will be followed by verb, but verb will be in its base form or root form, okay? But you have to keep in mind that whenever the subject of the present indefinite tense changes its number and person, then the verb form of the tense will change, okay? When shall we change the verb form in case of the present indefinite tense? Whenever the subject will be the third person and its number will be the singular one, then we shall use this particular sentence structure. We have to add s or yes to the end of the base form of the verb, okay, in case of the present indefinite tense. See the sentence structure: subject, third person and singular number. It happens to be, if the subject happens to be in the first person, in the third person singular number, then you have to add s or yes to the end of the verb. But where will you or in which cases will you use yes to the end of the verb? Whenever a verb ends with ch, sh, o, sh or x, then you will add yes to the end of the verb in the present indefinite tense if the subject is in the third person singular number, okay? Now come to the present continuous tense. The present continuous tense always indicates an ongoing action or the action which is going on at present time. In case of present continuous tense, we have to keep in mind that this sentence structure will be like this, okay? First of all, you have to write the subject, and according to the number and person of the subject, you have to write or you have to use either am or is or sometimes are. Plus, you have to add ing to the end of the verb, okay? Now come to the next part of the next category or division of the present tense, the perfect tense. The perfect tense is a kind of tense where the action starts and completes in the past, but its result continues up to the present time, okay? Here is the definition: started, the action started and completed in the past, but its result continues up to the present, okay? Now see the sentence structure in case of the present perfect tense. See, you have to write S, that S here, S stands for subject, then S will be followed either has or have according to the number and person of the subject. If the number and person of the subject are in the third person and singular number, you have to write has after the subject, and after that you have to write the past participle form of verb. PP stands for past participle. Okay, you have to write the past participle form after has or have, whatever you need while writing a particular sentence. Next part of the present tense is the perfect continuous tense. See the perfect continuous tense. It indicates a continuing action begun in the past and still continuing up to the present time. Okay. In this particular tense, the action always indicates a past action because the action started in the past, but it's still continuing, or it is continuing in the present. In case of the perfect continuous tense, present perfect continuous tense, what will be the sentence structure? You have to write the subject first, then according to the number and person, you have to write either have or has. And have or has will be followed by been, then you have to add ing to the verb. Okay. Now I am going to show you the applications of the sentence structures and the definitions of the different forms of the present tense with the help of my model. See the present tense. Okay, the present tense. See the present tense. First sentence is I drive a car. He drives a car. Next sentence PI. That means the verb form is in the present indefinite form. PI stands for present indefinite. Okay. See here, you see, as the subject is in the third person singular number. See he. Okay, it is in the third person singular number. So we have added s to the end of the verb drive. Okay. Now pursuant to the next form of the present tense, this one is the present continuous. Okay. See the sentence. I am driving a car. See, I is followed by am. Am is followed by drive plus ing, continuous form of the verb drive, a car. Okay. So I am driving a car. The sentence looks like this. Okay. Next sentence is this sentence. I have driven a car. The verb of the sentence is in the present perfect form. So I have used have immediately after the subject I, and I have also used the past participle form of drive. It is driven. See, it is driven, is not it? See. Okay, driven. Next part or next form of the present indefinite tense is the present perfect continuous tense. See the sentence structure or the sentence. I have been driving a car. I have been driving a car since for. First of all, you have to write I or it is the subject. As you have written I as the subject of the sentence, you have to write have. Have is followed by been, and been is followed by drive plus ing, the continuous form of drive, and the complete sentence is I have been driving a car. I have used two prepositions here. One is since, another is for. Why? Because in case of present perfect continuous tense, we have to use since or for. Why? Because whenever a point of time is indicated, we use the preposition since before the point of time. When the period of time is indicated, okay, see this, whenever the period of time is indicated, we use for before the period of time. Just mark it. Now I am going to show you the last tense, but I am sorry, let the traffic pass, just it is waiting to pass, let it cross. Yes, it has already crossed. The bridge is clear now. Just see the last part of the tense, the future tense. See this, okay, see the future tense. Just I am going to lift the refer so that of the tense, the future tense, she, the future tense. It is opening its face. Get ready, okay? See, just see the future tense. The future tense, okay? Just see this. I have already removed the refer. The future tense. You know that the future tense always indicates an action which will take place in future. The first form is the indefinite form, the future indefinite tense. Its definition is, or a future indefinite tense always indicates an action which is going to take place in future. See the definition. And what will be the sentence structure? The sentence structure will be like this. You have to write subject first, and according to the number and person of the subject, you have to write either shall or will. And this shall or will be followed by the base form. BF means base form of the verb. Okay. Now come to the next part of the future tense, the future continuous tense. It indicates an ongoing action at some future point of time. Okay. And what will be the sentence structure? You have to write subject first, then subject will be followed either shall or will according to the number and person of the subject of the sentence. And shall or will be followed by be. Then you have to write the verb along with its ing form. Okay. Next comes the future perfect tense. Here is a very short definition of the future perfect tense. The future perfect tense indicates an action which will be completed before some definite time in the future. Okay, and its sentence structure will be like this. You have to write write the S. Here S stands for the subject, and this subject will be followed by either shall or will, depending on the number and person of the subject. And shall or will be followed by have, and have will be followed by the past participle form of the verb. Okay. Last part or last form of the future tense is the future perfect continuous tense. Just see or mark the definition. It indicates a continuing action already begun, but will be completed at some time in future. Okay. It indicates a continuing action already begun, but will be completed at some time in future. What will be the sentence structure of the future perfect continuous tense? You have to write subject first. Here is stands for the subject of a sentence. The subject will be followed either shall or will, depending on the number and person of the subject of the sentence, and shall or will be followed by have, and have will be followed by been, and after that you have to write the verb with its ing form. This is the different forms of the future tense. Now I am going to show you the applications of the definitions or sentence structures of the future tense with the help of some sentences. See the future tense from the breeds. Okay. The future tense. See the future infinite tense. You have to write I, as the I is the first person singular number, so you have to write shall. Shall will be followed by the base form of the verb drive. Then you have to write a car according to the sentence. This is the example of the future indefinite tense. Then comes the future continuous tense. You have to write subject. Subject may vary from time to time. You have to write the subject I, then you have to write shall, then you have to write be, and be will be followed by the continuous form of the verb drive. It is driving and the car. Then, okay. This is the example of the future continuous tense. Now comes the future perfect tense. See the example. I shall have reached. You have to write the subject according to the number and person of the subject. You have to write either shall or will. Then you have to write have, and have will be followed by the past participle form of a verb. Here is the past participle form of the verb reach. It means it is reached. I shall have reached Haldia by that time. Okay. Now I am showing you an example of the future perfect continuous tense. See the example. Before he comes, I shall have been driving for I shall have been driving for 2 hours. This is the example of the future perfect continuous tense. See the sentence structure or mark the sentence structure. I have written I, as the I is the first person and singular number, so I have used shall. Shall is followed by have is followed by been. Then I have written the continuous form of the verb drive. It is driving. Perhaps you have understood what I wanted to tell you about tense which is a very difficult subject to you. Perhaps with the help of my tense model or tense bridge, you have understood what tense is and its different forms and the definitions of different forms. This is the end of my lesson. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye.